All right, y'all, it's time for some broccoli cheddar soup. Let's get busy. Broccoli cheddar soup. I have to admit that is not something that I make often because the cheese factor. My hubby doesn't like cheese, and I don't want to make a big pot of broccoli cheddar soup knowing that he won't eat it. So usually when I have this, we're out at a restaurant or I'm at a potluck. And that's exactly what this is for. It's for a potluck. This potluck is going to have some people there that I know are gluten sensitive. So I decided to try Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 ratio gluten-free flour to see if it would work in a soup like it does when I'm baking cookies or cake or something that's headed to a potluck. So in my Dutch oven there, I first put in a tablespoon of butter, and then I put in about a cup of frozen chopped onions and sauteed those until they were translucent. Now you could use fresh onion, but y'all know how I roll. If I can find a little convenience factor there, then I'm going to take it. So once those onions got translucent, I put in a fourth cup of butter, let it melt, and then I put in a fourth cup of that Bob's Red Mill gluten-free flour. I use the whisk to get that roux essentially mixed together and let it sit for about a minute to make sure that flour cooked down or what part of that flour was actually flour. Then I started adding in 2 cups of low sodium chicken stock. The first cup went in at a slow rate, even though I got that video sped up. It did go in slow, and I whisked the entire time to make sure nothing clumped up on me. Then the rest of the broth went in. I kept whisking it to make sure that no clumps were in there. Then I added in 2 cups of half and half. Now, all this going on, the butter melting part, that flame was high. The minute I started adding in that half and half, I cut that heat down because half and half will scorch and you want to be careful. Now I'm taking a 12-ounce bag of broccoli florets, and the ends did not look that great. They had a little brown on them where they had been cut and oxidized and everything. So I cut those off, and I cut some of the bigger pieces smaller just so everything would cook at the same rate. Now I'm adding in about 6 ounces of shredded carrots. And I'm going to basically cut my heat to low, set my timer for 10 minutes. Oh, I got to add my spices. I'm sorry, y'all. So I put in half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, half teaspoon of paprika, half teaspoon of garlic powder, and a half teaspoon of dry mustard. Okay, so now I'm going to stir everything together. I'm going to put the heat on low. Again, that cream will scorch. And then I'm going to cover it. And I set my timer for 10 minutes. But I didn't wait for the timer to go off. About halfway through, I did stir everything again to prevent scorching on the bottom with all that half and half. That's going to go the same like if you have cream in there. Just use, like full fat cream. So the broccoli was fork tender. I got my immersion blender out and I blended up all those chunks. And you'll hear me say here in a minute, do that according to the way you like it. So I'm adding in about 8 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese, a handful at a time, making sure it melts down. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's ready to serve after this. You could add some bacon on top or some crusty bread. You could even add sunflower seeds. I've seen that before. Or just some salad croutons. So chives, that comes to mind. Anything you like. You can also serve it with a salad or just serve this as a meal. It's good old-fashioned soup, good for the soul, and so comforting. All right, y'all. Let's try broccoli cheddar soup. I put me some more cheese on there, and you can see it's already melty because I've been cleaning up, waiting for it to cool. I didn't want to burn my tongue. So, look how thick. You know, I got to get me a nice piece size of broccoli in there. It's still really hot though. Oh my goodness. All right, I think I'm safe. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's it, y'all. Mmm. So good. And just remember, if you want that broccoli to have a little bit of a crunch still, just reduce your cooking time. Let it have a bite. If you don't like that, cook it a little bit longer. Just make sure that you're stirring it, because with all that half and half, you're likely to have a scorch. So be careful with it. And then again, if you want a bigger bite, don't use the immersion blender so much. Just do little bits here and there. If you don't want any chew in it at all, use that immersion blender a lot. So make it the way you like it. All right, I'm gonna go sit down and have me a bowl of this. Y'all have a good day. Love you, bye.